Hello my gorgeous little loves out there and welcome. In today's video I'm going to do a palette bingo. I haven't done this in a while and I'm going to do it with the 3 Menagerie palettes that I have not used yet. Originally I was going to do it with all my Menagerie palettes, but I really want to use more shades out of each of these, so I'm only going to do these 3 in this palette bingo. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I am just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun colorful makeup content, and I like to do a lot of stuff in indie makeup. So if those things you're into, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright guys, I promised I was going to do a video like this. If you didn't see my video where I talked about all the palettes that I have that I purchased and have yet to use, and these 3 were in that little pile of shame that I talked about, and in that video I mentioned that I could do like a palette bingo with these, and a lot of you guys gave me feedback that you would be interested in seeing that video, so here I am doing it today. I was originally going to add the other Menagerie palettes that I have used and do like all of them in one palette bingo, but then I was thinking it wouldn't give me enough chance to really use more shades out of each of these ones since I haven't used either one. So I'm going to pick 2 shades from each, and I'm going to use the site called random.org to generate a number. So I'm going to do 1 through 12 because each palette has 12 shades in it, and I'm going to hit generate. We'll see what I get, and I'm starting off with the Serenity palette. So I got number 1, and I'm gonna start off like this from 1 this way, like the number sequence. So I got this light blue. This was a shade I broke in that video where I talked about the palettes that I haven't used yet. So we're gonna swatch it. Ooh, that's a beautiful like icy blue. That is gorgeous. Now I'm gonna pick 1 more shade from the palette, and I got number 10. So let's see what number 10 is. So number 10 is this shade right here. Ooh, beautiful. These are actually gonna go really well together. So far, so good. I just wanna swatch it all out so we can see what we're working with for this video. Oh, beautiful, stunning. Now I'm going to pick random shades from the Indigo Ink palette. So I'll hit generate, and we got number 4. So what is number 4? So, ooh, okay, we got this deep blue. So this is gonna end up being like a very blue look at this point. So here, ooh, color story is bomb right now. All right, so we're going to hit generate 1 more time. So number 11 is Ink Defense. This one right here, which is a really cool, like shifty tealy shade. Oh, that looks so beautiful. This is actually gonna vibe really well, I think, with this look. Okay, I'm just obviously really lucky right now. So now I'm going into the Well Song palette, and I'm gonna hit generate, and we got number 9. So number 9 in this palette is this like fun green shade called Kelp. Ooh, okay. Oh my god, we're gonna have such a cool look, I think. Okay, so there's the color story, and then I'm gonna generate 1 more shade, and that would be number 3. So number 3 is this shade right here called Balance. Wow, this is like the perfect color story. I'm telling you guys, I am just really lucky. Like, the makeup gods were in my favor. So these are the shades I'm gonna work with. I'm gonna get closer so we can create a look with this beautiful color story. So I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. This one that was called Kelp in the Well Song palette. I'm gonna use that as my beginning transition shade. Oh, I'm excited. I think this look is gonna come out really beautiful. So I'm gonna get a fluffy brush. I'm gonna try to clean it off. I'm gonna clean my brushes today. At least I'm gonna try. So let's go into Kelp. And I did prime my eyes with the Gimme Glow Eye Primer in Parchment, if you're wondering what I used for this. I'm gonna tap out the creases. I really like this one because it does have like a color to it. Ooh, that is nice and pigmented. I've been wanting to use this forever, and I just kept getting caught up with like the new stuff that kept coming in, and like I talked to you guys about in another video if you watched it, how I'm like, you know, on this low buy journey. And with that, it's been allowing me to to have time to use stuff that's already in my collection. So I'm happy that I'm finally getting a chance to use these palettes and finally getting a chance to use it on camera, because I never thought I would be able to actually film with these. You guys have just been giving me such good feedback and, you know, so much support for using, you know, things that I already have and not having to necessarily do new reviews. And I'm just really happy for you guys for all your support and stuff. So thank you so much for that. But do you guys see how beautiful this is? Like, I have been sleeping on this palette in my collection. Like, that is such a beautiful green. And I think they are restocking this palette. I saw that they made an announcement that they're doing a big restock. So definitely follow Menagerie if you've been wanting to try them. They always let you know when things are coming back in stock and stuff on their Instagram. But that's really good because I know there's a lot of people who've been wanting this palette. I did have a little fallout. So you can finally get your hands on it. So now I want to go into this shade right here. This other shade that I picked up in the Well Song palette, which is Barnacle. And I'm going to use that on the outer part and like the lower crease. These shades are definitely powdery, so you definitely want to kick off the excess, but they are pigmented and blendable. I don't mind kickback as long as the shades work, as long as they're blendable and you can get them to look nice and, you know, diffused on the eyes, no issues. And these don't seem to have issues. They're laying really well on one another. So now I want to go into this shade right here from, I think it's from the Indigo Ink palette, this shade right here called Ink Blot. And I want to use that to deepen out the outer corner. I mean, this is definitely going to be an easy look because everything is just meshing. So I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner, get a little bit of a depth into this look. Dust off the excess as much as possible. See, that looks good. Sometimes dark like mattes don't lay well over other mattes, especially like a deep blue like this, but it's laying really nicely. So I think I'm just going to pretty much mimic the crease on the lower lash line. I'm not gonna do anything different. Just taking the shade Barnacle from the Well Song palette, and I'm just going to go down there. And then I'm going to also take the shade from the Indigo Ink called Ink Blot, use that on the outer corner, match it up to that depth on the upper outer corner. And then I'm going to take the Kelp shade from the Well Song palette, the green, and just use that on the edge and blend everything, get some green down there and just diffuse it all. All right, so now let's get into the Serenity palette, which are these two shimmers that I got. So I'm gonna start off with this one right here, which is called Morpho. This one right here, this beautiful like tealy blue with deep metallic. So I'm gonna get a flat shader brush. I'm gonna clean it off because brushes are dirty. And I'm gonna pick it up and then I'm going to wet it, but it's definitely picking up really nicely on the brush. But I just want it to be super intense. You know how I like my shadows if you've been watching me for some time. And I'm gonna start off with that. Oh yeah. This is such a beautiful like jewel tone tealy shade, and I'm just going to concentrate that like on the outer edge, well close to the outer edge, and kind of try to blend it into that deep blue matte that's on the outer corner as best as possible. And I'm gonna do it kind of at an angle. I feel like doing that kind of works nice for my eye shape. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I do feel like I'm having just a slight bit of staining on my like cheeks, but I'll see if I can dust that off with some powder. Now going into the metallic that we got from the Indigo Ink shade, this one right here, I'm gonna use that in the inner portion. And this one is kind of like a shifty shade. I feel like it maybe has like a brown base, like a brown to like a minty, like tealy shade. So that one's called Ink Defense. And I'm going to pick it up on a brush. Yeah, this is definitely a dual chrome. And I'm going to wet it and use that all in the inner portion. Let's see if it's showing up on the brush. I don't know if this one's picking up as well as that teal like jewel tone shade did. I might go in with my finger instead. I just want to mesh these two together first, bring it up a little bit. And then I'm going to go over with my finger. But damn, all of these shadows are performing really nicely. And they're all just meshing so well. Like, I was just really lucky with this palette bingo. I was thinking this might be difficult because there's various like tones to kind of like orangey warm ones and then like really cool tone blue. So I didn't know if I was going to end up getting like a mixture of like two different like tones like that. But I just got lucky with the green and blue look. So very happy because I love greens, I love blues. To put them together is even more amazing. So I'm going to go in with the last one that I haven't used yet, which is that light bright blue one from the Serenity Palette. And I'm going to use that in the inner corner. Obvious shade to put in the inner corner since it's the lightest metallic that I have. I'm going to pick it up with a pencil brush. And I'm also going to wet it, reduce fallout as much as possible, and try to get it to just be super intense, which I don't think we'll have a problem getting it intense. Oh, that's such a beautiful like icy light blue. Perfect for the inner corner. I'm so sad that I broke it and I lost a lot of that shadow. But you know what? At least I still have some of it left because look at that. That is beautiful. All right, so there's the look. This is so beautiful. I did have a little bit of like shimmer fallout on my cheeks, very slight. I could see little shimmer specks. Slight staining, but I just went over with like a sponge and some powder just to kind of clean that away, but nothing crazy, nothing even really like super noticeable. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit more off camera. I'm going to finish up the look, get some liner, mascara, figure out something for my waterline, and then I'll show you guys the finished look. All right, so here is the completed look. I didn't do a lot off camera. I kept it chill and simple. But I love this blue-green combo. Everything performed beautifully in all of these palettes. I don't know why I waited so long to use them. But all I did off camera was I went in with the Rare Beauty mascara, my use. I also went in with the LA Girl Shockwave liner and Fresh. It's a minty shade. I thought it'd go really well with like these metallics that are on the lid. And then I went in with the Nabla lipstick and Metropolitan. It's kind of like a warmy like beigey nude. I just thought it would be perfect for the look. Keep it nude on the lips. And that is all I did off camera to complete this. I swear the makeup gods really were in my favor for this one. I've been so lucky and I'm very happy with just how this looks. This is totally my vibe. So let me zoom you guys out, or let me back up a little bit so we can wrap up the video. All right, palette bingo is done. It worked out. Things are looking good. I love this look. And I'm really loving these palettes, and I'm so happy that I did this because now that I've tried them, I'm like, ooh, I want to use it more. I want to create a bunch of looks because the formula is actually stunning in all of them. Now, I think the only one you cannot get your hands on anymore is the Serenity palette, but I know a lot of you probably own this palette, so maybe I inspired you to pull it out because the shades are beautiful. Now I only got to try the metallics, but they were both really gorgeous, really foiled and buttery and intense. The Well Song palette, gorgeous. They are restocking this very soon from what I saw. And if you love like blues and greens, everything was really nice. The metallics are really pretty in here too from like just watching them. And then the indigo ink one, if you want a little bit more of like a unique color story, because the mix of shades in here is very different, that it has like these kind of neon pops of like warmth and this peachy shade, which this one has like a green kind of shift to it. Then it has some like dual chrome. So this one's like a little bit more of a unique color story with some more unique shades. Now this one too, I believe is also restocking, or might already be available on their website right now. But I'm just really happy with all of the Menagerie palettes that I've tried. Formula, like the mattes are very pigmented. Now they are super powdery, so there's a lot of fallout, but you can work with them, you can build them up. All the mattes seem to lay really nicely on one another. The metallics are beautiful, buttery, foiled. You can't go wrong with these palettes. So I'm so happy that I did this palette bingo. I'm so happy that you guys said you were interested in seeing this, and it just gave me a chance to finally crack into those palettes and have fun with it and do something kind of random, but like it worked out because this look is absolutely stunning. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you liked the look that I created, and hopefully I inspired you to pull out some palettes that maybe you haven't used in a long time, or palettes that you purchased that you never use. That was the goal of this video, to get us to use the makeup we already have. We don't always have to buy new stuff, because I'm sure all of you have some beautiful makeup in your collection that you can already use and create stunning looks with. But you will have to let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this video. Did you enjoy it? Have you tried these Menagerie palettes, or just anything? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot of stuff in indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link the palettes that are still available. I will link the other makeup that I am wearing, as well as other videos of mine you might be interested in, as well as my contact and social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty, and I do a lot of other like content on those platforms as well. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for hanging out with me, being here, giving me all your great feedback. I just appreciate you all so much. But I do hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.